Because we have one more presentation before we go to the. We are live.
Good?
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, I'll just repeat. Hello, everyone. We're volunteers from the Youth Island organization. We're based in New York, and we're a mix of middle schoolers, high schoolers, and college students as well. So mostly youth. And we're here to share our experiences of going to Tanzania. And our main message with this Tanzanian trip is the effect that youth can have on places that are outside of our local sphere. And if we could get our PowerPoint up to start it off. There we go. Okay. So that's just the cover, yeah. So this is just a little bit about us. We were established in 2017, and our goal is to have an effect on the world through the youth, because most of the time it's overlooked. So our first project for Tanzania was the school renovation. So we actually have a video as well. We can just start that. And then we can talk about it a little bit.
You want to explain like what it's about?
Yeah, right after the video. It's not us.
Perhaps you can like the slides on me.
Okay, no problem. So basically, because I just want to see you guys like how it looks out there in Tanzania, but the situation was a bit like dire. Like the students there don't have healthy bathrooms. It's very crooked, and so that gets in the way of their education, believe it or not. Because yeah, something like a bathroom, you're not learning there, but when you have this mentality of I don't have a safe space when I'm in my school, it ruins the experience of school itself.
And I'm from New York, USA. Education is a key. So anything that you want in life, anything at all, happiness, family, strength, whatever it may be that you desire, is a door. And education is the only key that you need to open that door. So yes, education is known as I need to do it, maybe homework, maybe study, reading something. But education is much bigger than that. So if I can say anything to you guys, I would say always hold tight to education, fall in love with it, because it's your window of opportunity and it's the most important thing. It's what tells you who you are. Education tells you why nobody's sitting over there and we're all under the trees. And it gives you strength. So please keep studying hard and fall in love with education, because it will help you throughout your entire life. That we got the fundraising for, alhamdulillah, and the bathroom was built. It's very strong, rigid bathroom, and the decorations and everything were very nice on it. It seems much more clean, much more ethical, and much more deserving for the hardworking students at the school. So we're very happy that it was completed and we were able to reach the limit. And alhamdulillah, we're very grateful that all this was able to happen.
So as you can see, the speech was a bit impromptu, but I really tried to focus on education for these students, because when you do go to these developing countries, their key really is education, because education is like a multifaceted problem solver, if you think about it, especially for the youth. So I wanted to really, after helping out with the bathroom renovation, I wanted to stress out how important education is as a youth to have an impact on the world. So we could just go to the next one.
Also, there was like 8,000 students in that school, and there was only eight like stalls in the bathroom. So, yeah, we basically doubled their like.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't want to be in class and have to worry about the bathroom situation. The only thing in class you should be worried about is what I'm learning, and especially in developing countries.
You don't want to share one stall with like 1,000 people.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Can you go to the next one? And then we also we also while we were there, we visited the orphanages, and another problem. Another issue with youth is, especially if they're in countries like privileged countries like America, you don't see uh, the actual perspective outside in the world in developing countries. You could watch it in videos, like we have the photos and videos here, but it's a completely different experience when you actually go there and expose yourself to what it's like out there. And so, a message to the youth, I would say, is to expose as much as you can yourself to the world and see what the world is truly like. And so, we decided to go to the orphanage center as well to see uh, how it's like in the world and how it's an obligation for us to step up and make change.
Can I make that?
Yeah,
Yeah, go
stop in there and ask you, like you said, that they have to go there, they have to find those places, maybe fund them. But how did your process work? Like, how did you get the funding to be able to go to Africa? Like, what are the fundraising situations?
Yeah, that was the right next slide. So
Hey,
you
can I
got- you
make a
took-
comment?
Oh.
So basically, we brought them like toys and gifts to the orphanages, and like we just gave them stuff that like we took for granted, right? So everybody knows the little like bubble toy, right? Like you dip the stick in there and then you blow it and then there's bubbles. The children there like didn't even know what it was, and like once they figured out what it was, they were very like grateful, and then like they enjoyed like playing with it basically. But kids here, they'll just take it for granted and they won't like really care about it at all. So
Definitely. Okay, and we can go into fundraising experience. So, how did we, fund these projects? Because, of course, at the end of the day, economy matters, and if we do want to make a change, we have to work hard and find a way to get some funding. And
Alright.
two friends will share their
So the way
experience.
we fundraised our project was that we actually had two groups. We had the females go, and we also had the boys go. And the way we did it was we had bake sales that we would organize in front of like events and stuff. And we actually also had like our family members give out and also friends who donated.
We asked a bunch of relatives and friends that we know.
That was from my part from Long Island, and he also did the one in Brooklyn, Staten Island. So
yeah, so I basically raised money for Brooklyn Amity School, which is the school I go to. Basically, what we did was we organized bake sales like every 2 weeks to raise money. Each time we would get like $200, but that $200 like adds up to what you see here. Also, a lot of it was like asking people for help because we couldn't raise money fast enough. We had a deadline and we were kind of desperate, so we had to ask a lot of people for help.
And how old are you guys?
we're 17.
Both of you 17. So 16 and 17, being able to raise almost 7,000, like it is a message to the youth saying, like, however young you may be, you can get the funds to make a change. So why did we do this? Why is this even happening? How I look at it in my perspective is just like two presentations ago, they were talking about it. You can't really look for an award from this, like a reward. But there actually truly is a reward, and it's in the journey, it's in the progress. Going to Tanzania, seeing this from our own eyes, and it's not just them that's learning. We go to the school, yeah, they're learning in that school, but we got even a more insane learning experience out of this. And so the why is that the journey itself was a reward, and we think the youths of America and all around the world should expose themselves to how the world is like. Go out there for yourselves and work hard in trying to fund something and get it going passionately, of course, with emotion. And so that is our reason why.
Yeah, I think if kids in America knew more about like what the situation was like in Africa, for example, or in underdeveloped places, they would like work harder or try harder to like raise funds for it or like try to fix this problem that we're having.
One more slide. So the importance of youth involvement in schools. Like I said, we mentioned before, schools here versus schools over there. Huge difference. And also education and youth to me are like two peas in a pod. If you are a youth, you should have access to education and you should be passionately chasing after education. because it's, like I said, it's a multifaceted problem solver. It'll really help solve most of your problems, truly, if you hold on tight to it. So that's our message to the youth, that you can make a change however old you may be, however young you may be, and that education is your key to really make that change.
Yeah, one more comment. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
When we went there, we visited the school, and in a room like this, like a classroom like this size, they had about 50 people, like 50 students in one room, and it was like the basic utensils. They didn't have pencils or anything. Teacher had a chalkboard. Desks were all broken and stuff. So yeah, it's not like here in our schools where we take everything for granted. Pencils, pens, everything.
Right.
Something else to add on for the reward part was to see these kids like happy, like when we gave out the the toys and stuff. I think that was like one of the best rewards that we could have gotten ourselves.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yes, that is.
Yeah, that's it.
Any questions?
Any questions?
No questions. Oh yes.
We have
Yeah, please.
It's actually not a question.
Ah.
This is great. This is a great idea.
Mhm.
You just mentioned about going to a school where the class has 50 students.
Yeah.
Back home, we have schools where we have over 100 in the class.
Wow.
Over 100. I've personally been funding 3 children in 2018.
Mhm.
3 boys, they're going to school. Up to now, I'm funding them. And sometimes it's difficult. When you're talking about people taking advantage of what they have, because they already have it, seeing you guys, though you have the opportunity, but you're trying to extend your hand, it's great. And I want to see how best I can also work with you if possible, because this is a platform where you can network and see how we can partner and collaborate and see how I can take this idea back home and see what we can do back home in Sierra Leone. Because Sierra Leone is a great country, but then there are communities where there's so much to be done. As the communications person for Campaign for Good Governance, I'm working on the people-to-people peace building project, which is a post-election survey. I went to communities where the road access, you see children walking over miles to get to the school. And when they get to the school, the time they get to school, probably even the teacher before you reach school is tired, he doesn't even know what to teach you.
Yeah.
So it's so difficult. This is a great idea, and I really want to know how I can work with you all to do something back home.
Of course.
Oh yeah, I'd be happy
We're
to
always
exchange.
we're always working on like different projects like this. So like I think for next year we have a different project.
Yeah, we're
for-
still working on, but I'd be happy to discuss
Yeah,
everything. Yeah, it'll be very nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
and also added. I guess get the questions and then yes.
Okay, so I just wanna echo, oh, is that me?
Yeah, you can go ahead,
Okay,
and then we'll get the last question, and we'll have to finish because of time.
Okay, so it's not a question, so I'm just gonna echo what she just said, because I also attended a school where we were actually 150
Wow.
in the class, so literally I have to wake up around 4 a.m. to be in front for me to be able to hear, because there is no mic. So you stating that here, students are, like people are taking it for granted. That's how I felt when I came here.
Yeah.
And then I saw all those availability in school. There is tutoring at Reference Center. There is all those resources to make them like have a quality education. And then when I see that people are taking it for granted, I'm like, you guys are lucky. You don't know what we are facing there, or we are making this work. And then thank you so much for doing the work that you do. And then we'll be here to support you as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Then we have the last question.
One more question, right?
First of all, I am really impressed from you guys. You guys do very tremendous job, and I am also student here, and I am doing MS in computer science at Harrisburg University in Pennsylvania, and live in New York, Long Island. But I learned first time about these very club and group activities. So first of all, I want to know how can I become your volunteer team member? And second question is you guys can conduct any curricular and extracurricular activities in here in USA, New York, or anything. So this is my.
So joining, of course we can speak after as well, but also, we do have our website. It's just Youth Island. If you search it on Google, it pops up, and we have all our contact stuff there. If anyone ever wants to reach out, in order to, join, and we could do volunteering together, because of course the more the merrier.
Yeah.
And as for the second question, you said, so getting extracurricular activities in here.
Yeah, here in New York, USA, and
So in here, we've also had some projects here. Our biggest projects, of course, are the ones that are abroad, but we do have some projects here where we do the remember the food drive that we did here. Yeah, so we did a food drive. There's like some simple stuff that we try to do here as well, and we also do some camps and stuff for the youth. Like there will be a separate, girls, and then the boys camps. And in the camps, it's a little more cultural. It's a little bit more education stress, like getting your homework done, getting whatever it might be during like Thanksgiving break or something. We'll do like a little camp. So yeah, that's the stuff that we do here locally, and of course we have our projects abroad as well.
So yeah, to conclude, thank you everyone for joining, and it is really important for youth to take action. Like this is one school, and we heard a couple students in the previous network session that are going abroad and doing things. So by little, so it's like 3-4 people here raising like $14,000, and then if 3-4 people in another school starts this initiative and tries helping out, hopefully we'll diversify where it's needed and get the help to all where it's needed. Thank you all, and
Thank you.
have a great day.